Well, hello YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. Well, I'm ready to go on this and set it up more or less centered and eliminate some of the weight that's on one side of this. This is definitely bottom heavy. Definitely bottom heavy. Way too heavy on this side. So, that being the case, even though it's going to end up a little bit smaller than what I wanted it, I will balance it off because this piece is way too heavy for the lathe. And this is what you're looking for if you're trying to get a piece that's not going to wobble on you. It still will because the nature of the piece. But if you can get it balanced off like this, regardless of the length from one side to the other, that's what you want to do. Anything other than this could possibly, unless you have a super heavy duty lathe, which I don't, could make your lathe bounce quite a bit. And if you have a lathe that the slowest speed is in the 600, 700 RPM, I urge you not to try this. I do a lot of stuff, or I'm able to do a lot of stuff that I do because I can slow my lathe enough where it doesn't become dangerous. Even early on when I first started, you know something, even when I had to jump the belts, well, I knew that my slowest speed of 600 RPM was too fast for certain things that I wanted to turn. So on that old lathe, the first thing I did was put a counter shaft on it, which reduced the speed in half. So, again, please, don't go and put this up at 600 or 700 RPM right off the bat on your lathe. And if you do, stand out of the way. This is 300 RPM right here. I can go a little bit faster than that. I don't have much vibration. 400 RPM, and that's a good speed for me to get started on this. Now this is going to be a little bit sticky because it's pine. Where's my shield? And you know, and pine is not the most attractive piece of wood, but I know this will have some amazing wood grain as well. It's just so weird that this stump was in my yard when I know I don't have any pine trees in there, and yet I know that that's what it is. I don't know what kind of pine. As pine, there are many types of pine. So I'd be curious to know exactly what you think it is. Well, I think I'm going to leave a little bit of these characteristics going through here. Really can't leave it a natural edge, unfortunately, because of this flat part over here that I already took off. But I will see what develops as much as I can out of this piece, and I will see what happens on this top edge. It's too bad. I know I could catch all of this, but it's this part right here it was kind of bulky. It would have been fine had I left it there. This will look really nice going through here. And I'm almost at the top, and I might still keep it natural edge on this side as well. So with this being taken off, that's the only drawback that I got on what I possibly envisioned with this. I just got to go up a little bit higher, take off this very lip that's over here, and somewhat curve this in a little bit rather than this sharp edge coming to the outside. And this piece basically is ready to be turned over. Now if I was going to make a pedestal on this, I would just take it down from this point and go really deep and flare out this base over here. But as soon as I do that, I'm committing to that. And rather than do that, I'd rather stop the lathe, take a look, and visually see if that is how I want it to go. The way it is right now, this area right here for a bowl might be a little bit too proud and too tall. So I probably need to do something. But I am not ready to say, yes, I'm going to make this a foot. Because if I make a foot and it comes down to here, well, I got this area right here. That's only about 1.5 inches thick. So that means that the bowl out of this nice chunk of wood could only be that deep in these two low spots. This one and this one over here. Even though this one over here is not bad, but this one over here, that's pretty low. That's really shrinking down the size of this piece. Before committing to that, I'm actually going to flip it over, shape the inside a little bit, start shaping it up, get some weight off this, and then see what I want to do with the base on it, depending on how the bowl feels to me. This is really pretty over here, this area where this crotch came out. That's the nicest part of the whole piece. This has a little bit of a check right on the pit, but that's not going to be a problem for me. Like I said, I'm going to start going in here, get some of this bulk out of it, and see whether if I like this. I love this going through here, but that's only here. So I might end up even truing all of this in the front. We'll see. Now, I sure am glad that I had this up, because you know something? My tenon broke off. If I did not have this live center in, the tailstock, this thing would have been flying. And since I was turning it quite a bit faster than I normally turn on something like this, it would have gone. So that's why we put this up. So at this point, since it broke off, well, I need to get back in here and remake my tank. You know what I'm doing next. I've sent it back in. That's what it's made for. And I will try not to be as aggressive until I have this a little bit better adjusted. Now it's a little bit off balance because I made a brand new channel back here which is not really centered with the piece. I'm going to reach through the outside to balance this off a little bit. I'll end up coming back in here. I got a little bit of tear out on this area right here. Time to go back in here and still lighten this thing up. It's still very heavy. I don't need that weight. Weight in this case is not stable stability. Now, this is still pretty thick. And you can see light already glowing through this. It's a very translucent pine. Look at that. This piece is destined not to be made. And me, I am more stubborn than a piece. Luckily, still got a little bit of a center point on this. Well, here it is. A translucent pine base of some sort. It's translucent. And the thing is, it's about 3/8 of an inch in thickness. Well, I really don't know what to make out of this one. It's a very translucent piece of pine, and it holds up well. Whatever it is, the grain. It's pretty nice. I mean, you know, not a wow thing, but it's pretty interesting. And the last piece that I did like this, the smell is very unique. Kind of a sweet smell to it. Not for me to describe, I guess. So I recognized the smell before I recognized anything else. The next thing I recognized was the very pronounced wood grain that was going through it. But yeah, there's no doubt about this. It's a nice piece of pine, and I know that it stays very true. It's not going to warp. It's not going to do anything. There's logs laying alongside it where this one was that are completely eaten away and rotted, and this one, I mean, you know, a little bit, but I don't even know. I've never seen this tree up, and I've been here 12, 13 years, so it's been laying down for at least that long, and it's still like this. Hard to believe. Anyway, if you know what it is, let me know. Now, this bowl is a little different from what I normally do, and the reason for that is the fact that I cut the flat top on this. Hadn't I cut it flat, it really would have been a nice natural edge, even though it doesn't have the bark, but it has the darkness of it being exposed to the elements for all these years. Then it would have been a nice bowl. Next one I am not going to cut the top part on the bandsaw. That's what you want. And again, that's my opinion. Does not mean that you have to have a natural edge. Now, I could take this down and take the natural edge completely off it. And that was an area that I was considering, but I'm going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to make something different once in a while. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Take care. See you soon.